Good morning. Good morning, everybody. I thought I would just go live. I have so much inspiration at the moment, like so much. So I thought I would go live, and anyone who wanted to join could join me in the live session as well. I'm very excited because at the moment I'm in Central Europe, and the weather is starting to look good, to look warm and just, yeah, warm. I'm not really used to cold weather, and obviously I can stand it for a while, but then when it continues, I start to question things. Okay, but I know there is extreme weather going on in many parts of the world at the moment. I think East Africa's flooding, Dubai is flooding, so a lot of regions are seeing flash flooding. But anyway, I thought I would have a writing session today, and anybody who wants to join is welcome to join along. I'm sorry I'm not scheduling them properly, but I think it's a case of it's really hard to put a schedule on. Oh, yeah, just move my camera. I think it's a case of it's really hard to put it all on a schedule, if you see what I mean. Hang on, I just need to adjust my camera quickly. It's actually my phone. There we go. That should be better. Yes. And I know it's Saturday morning where I am, or in, I think, GMT time, quite early on a Saturday. And a lot of people won't be up yet, but in some parts of the world, quite a few people will be getting up. So if you're having breakfast or you're not sure what to do with your day, just hop on the live and you can watch me write. Now, as per usual, I was working on the... Oh, I've messed up all my books now. I was working on the prequels to these books. But I actually want to write a draft for a story that I got. I just want to write the draft down before I forget about it, because I got the idea yesterday morning. Well, no, I got the idea 2 nights ago. And the idea has come back to me twice, as if to say, well, can you write me down first? And obviously, if I don't write down an idea, I very quickly forget about it. So I think it's a sign for me to actually write it all down before I do actually genuinely forget what the plot line was. It's a very small plot, but I just want to get it scribbled down first, then I'll work on book 3 of this series. I think I'm going to use ink today. So, yeah, I'm going to use some ink, I think. Should I use ink? I don't know. I might just go for a pen. I'm going to go for a pen, I think. I'm very indecisive at the moment. Now, I wonder how effective this pen is. Seems so far so good. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with this one. So I'm going to probably try and write for about an hour today. Obviously, if anybody has any questions, just ask me if you're on the live. Or you can ask me afterwards in the comments. So this is just an idea I have for a new book. And I got it 2 days ago, and I just want to write the plot ideas down. So what I do is when I get an idea, I don't ignore it. I just take some time out just to write it down. I'm not going to ignore it. Write it down and come back to it later. Because if you don't write it down, trust me, you will forget everything. Because ideas just come in all the time and they leave all the time. You will forget. The number of times I've forgotten what I was going to write down or the idea I had from a few hours ago, yeah, you will forget. So write everything down. And also the setting I'm in tends to inspire my stories as well. I'll just explain quickly. When I was in Morocco, I wrote a scene in Morocco in this book. And now I'm in Budapest. In Hungary, I'm writing a scene. I'm writing a whole plot idea. So I mean, location and setting really does work. anyone has any questions, by the way, please do not hesitate to ask. I am in a bit of a strange position at the moment because I'm wearing my roller skates as I sit at my desk, which is a bit strange for trying to get up. But I am wearing my roller skates, and it's very strange, but it means I don't have to keep taking them off and putting them back on. So if you hear a loud crash or a bang, then it has not gone well at all. So once again, this is just a short word dump. I just dump words down when I get an idea. So I just dump words down quickly and then I come back to them later. So just to show you, this was another word dump I did, but in a lot less detail, because I'd planned the story from when I was a kid. So it's going to be only about 50,000 words. So it's going to be a fairly short book. But I knew that the story I'd planned from when I was 17 and I was in boarding school, and I imagined all this happening, which is quite macabre, but there you go. That's my imagination. So this is a lot shorter. It was just to get the words down on paper. But this I'm putting into greater detail because I think I can actually start writing it fairly soon. And I'll probably make an entire book out of it. I just want to get all my ideas down quickly before they escape. I'm sorry about the lack of music today, but I have not sorted out an epidemic sound playlist yet, and I have to be so careful about copyright. Copyright is a very big thing on YouTube, and care is extremely important because I can't get sued. That's a lot of legal costs. Okay, that's worked out well. I'm really happy with that. So it's really just an idea, a host of ideas now, but obviously they'll become something later on, but this is just to get it all down. It's just literally like a messy plot idea. But I would say that a lot of my books started off as messy plot ideas, and they started off as scribblings I wrote as a kid, and they've just completely manifested into so much more. I'm not using anything unusual. It's just A4 paper, lined paper. You know, one of these refill pads. You can just easily write loads and loads and loads. Some people are horrified. They say, why aren't you putting it on a computer? This is so much work. But honestly, I'm going to be really honest with you. If you do it this way, your ideas just flow so much better. Now, I know we're all different, but I just feel the ideas just flow a lot smoother and a lot better. Okay, I need to finish. This is what happens when you spend all your time writing. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but I got this clipboard. I think it's so pretty, from a stationery shop in Budapest. I want to get another one, but in a different. It is a bit ragtag at the moment, but I'm wondering if there's something I could put over it to preserve it. You know, I do like it. It's so pretty, but I want something with a slightly different theme. I love the color scheme as well. It's very dark and very moody, and I really like my dark, moody colors. Is it all a line here? Yes, it is, pretty much. Oh, thank you for enjoying the session. I think you're the only person actually watching, but I'm glad you're enjoying it. Do you write? If you write at all, or if you're creative, it's usually helpful if you write or do something creative at the same time. It really does help spark the imagination as well. Yeah, if you haven't written in years, you probably do have that writing itch, and I would suggest you scratch it. I stopped writing for about 6 months, and it was one of the worst periods ever. It was such a difficult time. If you don't know where to start, honestly, I would say just start. Just start. I know that seems very vague, but you just sit down or stand up and write a few lines. So start with writing a few lines of text or 5 minutes of writing, and then go from there. And you find that the more you write, the more you want to write, and the more the ideas flow a lot better and come to you a lot easier. Well, you have to be willing to put your ideas down on paper, definitely. Oh, you're welcome. If you want to start writing, you just start. And there will never be a perfect time to start. You just have to start when you're ready and just get the ideas down. And everything becomes easier, a lot easier after that. No, I don't have any books for writing suggestions at the moment. I know the only books I have are the fantasy books I write, which are in my bio, in the description, in my video description. However, I am working on some books about how to write and structure and get your ideas down as effectively as possible. However, there are books, you can have a look at that are readily available. There's, I think, The Writer's Journey. The Writer's Journey is quite good, and I think it's quite interesting. And I think if you look at advice by Toni Morrison, she's a African-American author from the United States. She gave some good advice as well. And her advice was to write what you'd like to read. Interestingly, write what you would like to read. Now, when I saw that advice from her, I realized I've been doing that most of the time, because all these books I've written, they are the sort of stories I like to read myself. So it's absolutely fascinating to me. This is about witches and warlocks. I like my fantasy and I like dark academia. And then I have this series. One second before I upset everything. I have this series, The Dwellers Beneath the Arches. So that's the first book, that's the second book, and that's the third book. And these are the stories I like to read as a child. So I would say start with the stories you want to read and then go from there. Because guaranteed, especially if you're from a different culture, those stories have not been told yet. Or there's so many different ways to tell different stories. And that's the beauty of it. Oh, yes, definitely. Definitely. Which is why when I was first started writing, especially when I wanted to publish my books as an adult, I was told that fantasy books were not as popular, which is a very interesting take. But I was told that fantasy books were more popular, but were no longer popular, I mean. But I was told to write romance. And romance, although I found it easy to write, I could not physically do it because it was very difficult for me to get the words down, whilst fantasy came to me naturally. So write what is easiest for you and write what flows better for you. Oh, if you can't sleep, I don't have any suggestions for getting to sleep, unfortunately. Usually when I can't get to sleep, I do something creative. Yeah, if you used to write plays, you should definitely pick up, go back to that. If that's something you used to enjoy, I cannot fault it enough. Just go back to writing plays and those sorts of, and romance as well. I can't do romance because I just don't know how to do romance. I don't know how to write romance. I cringe a bit. But yeah, definitely. If you can write romance or romantic fantasy, which is even more popular, I think, easily, then you go ahead. But I am absolutely terrible with romance. Oh, you're welcome. You are welcome. Oh, good night or good morning, Shajarina. And hello, Tareem. Hello. Are you Tareem or Saida? Yes, I'm glad you can join the writing session. Grab a pen, grab some paper, or grab your laptop. I don't know what your chosen method is. And join in. I'm going to be going for quite a while today because I have many ideas at the moment. Okay, that went extremely well. That went amazingly well, actually. I'm very happy with that. So, I'm having lots of writing sprints today because I am very, very full of ideas. And when I get these many ideas, I tend to want to get them all down as quickly as I can. So this is a plot, that's an idea. Okay. Oh no, that pen's awful. That is a really bad pen. Oh dear. I think I'm going to stick to my Pilot. If anyone has any pen recommendations as well, that would be really good. I think the internet connection, my internet connection is not always great, I've realised. So you might get kicked out or it might go slow or whatever, but if you get kicked out, you can either join again or you can wait for the live to be uploaded and then follow and just write for the duration of the live. So, which I think is a good to have, because I think if you really want to get lots of writing and writing work done, you know, just lots of creativity, I would say if you can't join the live or if it's buffering or the issues with the live, I would advise you to watch the live afterwards and write for the entire duration of the live. I think that really does help, and it does help with reaching targets and goals as well. camera stand. Okay, I think my dogs want to go out for a break because they've gone to stand by the front door. So I'm going to end the live here, and if you want, watch the playback. And thank you for those people who joined the live today. I'm so grateful that you're taking time out of your day to join my lives. I hope they're not too boring. But yes, I will see you tomorrow. Goodbye.